French are known for many things. Things such as this, and whatever this is. But what if I told you the weirdest thing of all was the fact that France had 12 time zones? While it may seem outlandish, it's a verifiable fact that France does, in fact, encompass 12 different time zones. With 12 time zones, France has the highest count of time zones for any country globally, surpassing both the USA and Russia, each with 11 time zones. But how is this possible? Are the French crazy? And most of all, why does France have 12 different time zones? The key point to note is that we're not referring to metropolitan France, also known as Le Hexagone. There is no time difference between Strasbourg and Brest, as France maintains a single time zone by following UTC+1, known as Central European Time. However, metropolitan France adheres to the daylight saving time schedule in Europe by following Central European Summertime. Summertime starts on the last Sunday in March at 0100 UTC, when local time changes from UTC+1 to UTC+2 and ends on the last Sunday in October at 0100 UTC, when local time changes back to UTC+1. No, the reason why France has so many time zones is because of its overseas territories. Similar to numerous previous colonial powers, France possesses entities outside of Europe, referred to as Overseas France, this being a collection of 13 territories under French administration. These territories for the most part are remnants of the former French colonial empire that maintained connections with the French state through diverse statuses following decolonisation. Overseas France encompasses island territories situated in the Atlantic, Pacific and Indian Oceans, along with French Guiana located on the South American continent. Furthermore, it encompasses various Antarctic islands and lays claim to a portion of Antarctica known as Adeliland. However, to talk about overseas France in its detailed entirety would require another video, and I'm here to talk about time zones. So to put it simply, France once had a big empire, lost most of it, and now has small and mostly remote islands scattered in every corner of the globe. And given their integral connection to France, this results in a multitude of distinct time zones, effectively establishing France's presence across 5 continents. Also, on a bit of a tangent, this is also why France shares a border with Brazil via French Guiana, and is actually its longest border at 730 kilometers in length. Thus, to summarize again, the main part of France, which lies in Central Europe and includes the capital Paris, spans only one time zone. The remaining 11 time zones are added by France's overseas dependencies, which are all over the world. So what are all of France's time zones? But before we start, the overseas collectivity of Saint-Pierre and Miquelon observes daylight saving time, just like France, and adds a 13th time to the count. As mentioned before, Le Hexagone, or mainland France and Corsica, follows UTC+1, known as Central European Time. The overseas collectivity of French Polynesia, located in the South Pacific Ocean and is made up of more than 121 islands and atolls, covers 3 time zones. The 3 time zones being UTC-10, known as Tahiti time, UTC-9 hours and a half, known as Marquesas time, and UTC-9, known as Gambia time. The overseas territory of Clipperton Island, which is a desolate French coral atoll in the eastern Pacific Ocean and is only 6 square kilometers wide, follows UTC-8, known as Easter Island Standard Time. The 4 Caribbean islands of Guadeloupe, Martinique, St. Bartholomew, and St. Martin follow UTC-4, known as Atlantic Standard Time. The overseas department of French Guiana, located on the northern coast of South America, follows UTC-3, known as French Guiana Time. The overseas collectivity of Saint-Pierre-Miquelon, located in the northwestern Atlantic Ocean just off the coast of Newfoundland, normally follows UTC-3 and follows UTC-2, known as Pierre and Miquelon Daylight Time when it observes daylight saving time. The overseas department of Mayotte, located off the coast of southeastern Africa, flows UTC+3, known as Eastern Africa Time. The overseas department of Reunion, located in the Indian Ocean, flows UTC+4, known as Reunion Time. The overseas territory of the French southern and Antarctic lands is made up of Adeliland, the French claim on the continent of Antarctica, the Crozet Islands, a group in the southern Indian Ocean south of Madagascar, the Kerguelen Islands, a group of volcanic islands in the southern Indian Ocean southeast of Africa, the St. Paul and Amsterdam Islands, a group to the north of the Kerguelen Islands, and lastly the Scattered Islands, a dispersed group of islands around the coast of Madagascar. The French southern and Antarctic lands lack any permanent residents. However, within the territories, there are about 150 individuals present during the winter and 310 during the summer. These populations mainly consist of military personnel, officials, scientific researchers, and supporting personnel. The French Southern and Antarctic lands follow UTC+5, known as French Southern and Antarctic Time. The overseas collectivity of New Caledonia, located in the southwest Pacific Ocean, follows UTC+11, known as New Caledonia Time. Lastly, the overseas collectivity of Wallis and Futuna, located in the South Pacific, follows UTC+12, than as well as in foot in a time. This has been me, Jack, and shout out to all the people who live in overseas France.